announced this week that Ben Simmons, after missing a couple games with left hip soreness, would miss an additional time with nerve impingement in his back. How are you feeling about Ben's play prior to the injury, and how much does it change how they play not having him out there?
He is the hardest player to understand impact on the court. Just, it is impossible. He's scoring about like 6-7 points per game this year, but he does get boards, and not just like cheap boards where that he's the guy available. Like, he comes swooping in from the 3-point line when he's playing defense and grabs the rebound. He has never looked this good athletically with the Nets as he does now until his back got impinged. He it he plays again like no one else because he will drive to the bucket, and there's a certain imaginary line in his head that he won't cross a lot of the time, and then turn around and try to throw a pass to someone behind him. Um, it, it is hard to talk about him. I try to be positive with Ben. That's the relationship I try to develop with him. Just, he is like the kid. I'm not trying to name names, but like a friend of my son's who may be a little lagging in development. Like, he just, hey, clap it up. You understood the crayons. You knew blue is blue. Hey, I'm proud of you.
Will you
Right?
say what the age of your son is?
17.
Just
No. No, it's 3 years old. It's 3 years, so it's still within the range of like not knowing your colors isn't like.
Yeah. Okay.
But he looks at the colors for a very long time, and I just want to shake him and say, like, think about it. You got the colors are there. So Ben is like that child, and so, but that kid is also great on the playground. A lot of fun. Pretty great imagination, actually. It's the facts. The things that are going to get him passed through school maybe is difficult. But on the playground, that guy is a bucket of fun. And Ben has been a good teammate this year. And he seems humble. Like, I hate the idea that an athlete, a human, needs to be humbled. Like, it's arrogant to say if someone needs to be humbled, but Ben has been like pretty good. Like, all the buzz about him in Philly. Obviously he's gone through a lot to get to the point where he is now, and I hope his back impingement gets unimpinged. Sounds painful. It's scary because he had massive back issues. So what is the question? How do I feel? I think it's like, doesn't know his colors, but hell of a good time on a playground. You know what I mean? I think that's where you getting that analysis. Where is that coming from?
And nowhere else.
Thank you.
But Glue Guys and Slam and Jam. Are you going to find analysis like that?
Yeah.
He is fun though, because I was reading an article on The Athletic this week, and they had a clip of this play where Simmons is pointing. They're on defense. Simmons is under the basket, and he's pointing to Spencer Dinwiddie as soon as LaMelo takes a three. They're playing the Hornets. Says, "Hey, just start running." He doesn't even know if LaMelo is going to make the shot or not. He's just yelling to Spencer Dinwiddie, "Start running." The ball just happens to bounce off the rim perfectly to Ben, and he throws a baseball pass length of the court. Dinwiddie scores an easy layup. Like, just a really fun play. There just aren't that many players in the league who can do it. And it's like a nice reminder, like, oh yeah, Ben Simmons can be really fun sometimes. For all the other stuff, very fun.
I hate to throw on genius. I won't say he's a genius. He's like a tenured professor in the physics department. Like, very smart. I can't say he's a genius. Is he Einstein? I don't know. But he is
tenured. It's pretty good.
He's tenured. He knows his physics. He is so smart. And I have a theory that part of what holds him back is his own intelligence on the court, because, like, I had this. So, like, Cam Thomas is the yin to his yang, right? Like, Cam Thomas is all confidence and skill and bucket making, and Ben is the a complete opposite. He is no bucket making, but he can do a bunch of other stuff really well. And Ben thinks of every possession of what is the best. I honestly believe this. What is the best thing for the team? And often in his head, the decision to not shoot is the best thing for the team. I think he believes that, and it holds him back because sometimes there's only 5 guys out there. You gotta just shoot. Like, what's the big deal? Just shoot the ball. Shoot it from 3.
You just can't. I just have a hard time believing that you can be that kind of player in today's game. I think you could get away with it like a decade ago. Like, there were a lot of guys that just didn't shoot, or like wouldn't. Like, you could have these like parts of the floor that were just dead, and it was just widely accepted throughout the NBA. And like in today's game, it's really tough for those guys to exist on the NBA court. Like, you have to have some sort of aggression.
Yeah, but the NBA was so much tougher back in the 80s and 90s. Andrew, haven't you listened to any TNT halftime pregame show?
Until the in-season tournament came along.
That's right.
We're getting
I'm thinking like the early aughts even. I mean, like we watched.
Al, is that you trying to transition to the in-season tournament question, by the way?
No, it wasn't actually.
Is that what that is? Are you trying to move on from this?
That was like
I'm just thinking about even Andre Robertson, who played for the Thunder for a long time, who like was an offensive nothing. Like, he could just do nothing. And he was even afraid to shoot the ball. But you could play him 30 minutes a night because he was such a great defender. I just don't know that you can play those guys anymore. That's all.
I mean, how many of them are there? And they're all on the Nets, like Dennis Smith Jr. and Ben Simmons.
They're all on the Nets. You're collecting them.
It's true.
Yes,
you're zigging.
And I love Dennis Smith Jr. Besides the fact that when he shoots, it's horrible. But yeah,